The Seahawks head south to Arizona to face the Cardinals in the final regular season game of 2021. What's going on? Jackie Montgomery with your Week 18 game preview. Well, the Seahawks could play spoiler this weekend when they head down south to State Farm Stadium to take on the Arizona Cardinals, who sit at 11-5 and are still clinging to hope to win the NFC West title. They have already clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2015. Now, the Cardinals have been on a little bit of a slump. They had a 3-game losing streak that they snapped this past weekend with a big win over the Dallas Cowboys.
When you watch them play on the film, they still look pretty explosive. The running back was running. They were catching balls in the flats and the screens, and the quarterback was still throwing it. It's hard to tell on the film. They might have lost on the scoreboard, but they were still moving the ball. They were still scoring points. They still looked pretty explosive during that time that they weren't winning.
The last time these two teams faced off was in Week 11. The Seahawks faced Cardinals backup QB Colt McCoy with Kyler Murray out nursing an ankle injury. This week, Murray is expected to be on the field, leading the offense, which ranks 8th in the NFL. The third-year QB has completed 69% of his passes for over 3,500 yards, 23 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions.
There's nobody like Kyler Murray in terms of his style of play. He's got his own uniqueness that jumps out at you. You can't deny it. And their offense is similar. They run similar plays and stuff like that. But the dynamic element that he brings to the game is really just very unique. And so it's his ability to take off and run on design runs, but really on the scrambles that makes it such a challenge. And so he's a fantastic football player, and I'm sure they're happy to have him back.
Arizona's run game hasn't been at full strength late in the season, with its top two running backs, James Conner and Chase Edmonds, missing some time with injuries. The duo has contributed nearly 1,300 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns, 14 of those coming from Conner, which ranks second in the NFL. The Cardinals' defense ranks 10th in the NFL and 5th in scoring defense, holding opposing teams to an average of 20 points per game. In the last meeting, the Cardinals sacked Russell Wilson 4 times, 2 of them coming from Chandler Jones. Jones has 9.5 sacks on the season, behind Marcus Golden, who leads the team with 11.
He's an amazing player. I've been really influenced about his play this year in that how hard he plays so consistently, throwing his body around and just so wildly going after it. He had the big start to the season. Maybe he had 5 sacks in the opener, and so everybody's given him every bit of attention you could possibly get. That doesn't help him when you start that fast. Everybody can't miss the chips and the extra linemen and every back hitting him before he gets out, all that kind of stuff. But he's just an incredible athlete. He's so long and lanky, and yet still quick and explosive, that he just beats guys, and he's really a problem to block in any kind of combinations, run and pass. So I've really been impressed with his effort. His motor really showed up this year. I don't know if maybe I missed it in the past, but I've been the most impressed this season.
Looking at the Seahawks, a big difference since the last meeting is that Seattle's run game has come alive with Rashad Penny. With the emergence of Seattle's run game, opposing defenses are covering the wide receivers differently, and the Seahawks are hoping to take advantage.
We're seeing, mainly a lot more one high, than we have in the past, since, the running game hasn't really been there for us. We've seen a lot of two high, which, is taking away the passing game. So, when Rashad Penny is able to, do what he does, and then you got DJ Dallas and Homer coming in there, and, backing him up, it really just puts a lot of stress on the defense to worry about the run in the pass. So, it just basically has opened us up, a lot more for, big pass plays.
As a whole, the Seahawks are hoping to have another strong performance to finish the season on a high note and carry that momentum into 2022.
It's definitely been a goal of ours towards the end of the season here to make sure, even though our win-loss record isn't where we wanted it to be at this point, that we keep continuing to improve, showing improvement across the board fundamentally, finishing games, playing consistent through 4 quarters, and we've had some flashes. We had a flash of it this past game, and really looking forward to carry that into this week and then carry that into the offseason with looking forward to things to build from.
Well, make sure to tune into this one to watch the Seahawks take the field for the last time this 2021 season. And these games against the Cardinals are always fun ones. The Seahawks sit at 6-1-1 in their last 8 meetings down in Arizona. Kickoff is set for 1:25 p.m. Pacific, and you can watch it live on Fox.